May the Noble Triple Gem bless you all. We meet once again with another session of Lord Buddha's teachings. So before we proceed to learning them, let us pay our homage to the Noble Triple Gem by chanting the Namaskara 3 times. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Okay, dear children, how have you been during the past month? We hope that with contemplation of the teachings that we have been discussing, you are adding up the knowledge as well as the practice. So the practice may have changed your life. And you can get the idea through your experiences, the way that you face the life and how you feel about it. These are the practical points where you can assess yourself. How do you face to these vicissitudes of life? What are your reactions? And how frequently you become sad as a response towards these situations where you come across. So dear children, today we are going to talk about how the bad deeds, or what we call demerits, will affect our practice of the path. Lord Buddha has told us to get rid of these demerits, demeritorious deeds, because that is a poison. That is a poison as far as our Nibbana is concerned. To quote him, he has told us, Sabba papassa akarana, because it is very poisonous to the practice of the path. Papa in Pali means demeritorious deeds or bad deeds. Why do we say that it is very poisonous to the practice of the path as well as to realization? For the realization of the Dhamma. Because what you give is what you get. If you give something bad, you will get something bad in return. When something bad is committed by yourself, that creates a karma. That karma which is created, when it comes back to you, it'll create a very negative environment, as well as it is a relevant point or a situation to create another bad deed as well. When you feel upset, what is your intention? Or the natural inclination of the mind is to commit another bad deed as a result. For example, let's say you have given something bad in the past. Let's say that you have stolen something from someone. So when this karma is going to be resulted, what should happen? You may lose something that you have. What is likely to happen when you have found that you have lost something that you held so dearly to you? The natural inclination of the mind is to be angry. When you become angry, it is very natural for many people to do another bad deed, a demerit. When these demerits are committed in series, what is likely to happen? Out of the result of one bad deed, another serial bad deeds are going to happen, and each of them collect a bad karma or a papa karma. and that is going to be resulted in the future. So dear children, this is going to be a vicious cycle. When these bad deeds are going to be resulted in the future, what is going to happen in the future? The natural inclination is to commit other bad deeds. Dear children, you can never stop this cycle. If you don't force yourself, if you don't see this with your wisdom, it is very unlikely that you can come out of this cycle. Because this is a self-fulfilling cycle. It fulfills by itself. Therefore, we need to understand this using our wisdom. That is why the Lord Buddha said, you can only understand this Dhamma using your wisdom. But you can't see the Lord Buddha just by seeing a statue of him. Once he said to one of the elders who was mesmerized by the beauty of the Lord Buddha. He was so mesmerized and he kept on staring at the Lord Buddha without realizing that he cannot see the Lord Buddha without seeing the Dhamma. Therefore, he kept on staring at the Lord Buddha and appreciating the beauty or the essence of the virtues of the 32 characteristics of a great human being that he held within his great body. But do you know what Lord Buddha said to this elder? He said, there's no point of appreciating the beauty of this body. You will never see the Lord Buddha by appreciating the virtues, the 32, the great human manifestations or the great human virtues that of a Lord Buddha has in his body. You can't see the Lord Buddha just by appreciating a body. You have to see the Lord Buddha, or rather, you can see the Lord Buddha only by realizing the Dhamma. That is what we are trying to do, my dear children. We are trying to realize the Dhamma, and thereby we can see the Lord Buddha, who he really is. And thereby you can see the Lord Buddha even today. That is why we say that although the Lord Buddha has attained Parinibbana, the body of the Lord Buddha might not be available today, but the Lord Buddha lives in our hearts and minds. He is still living in our hearts and minds of the people who has realized this Dhamma. That is our intention, dear children. We can only guide you. We will guide you to see the Lord Buddha by showing you the path that he has shown us. The path has been shown 2,500 years ago, and it has been paved so perfectly. We got to know about this path. All due credits to our teachers. And we wouldn't have known about this path which has been laid in front of us if we didn't have our teachers. That is why, my dear children, I associate my teachers. It matters not where I come from or who I am. If I'm not taught what to do and when to do it and what is to practice, I'm completely misguided. But all thanks to the noble lineage that I'm having 24/7 in this monastery, I get to know what should I do and when should I do it and how should I do it. So this guidance is present today. Although 2,500 years has elapsed ever since then, the Dhamma is still alive. That is why we try to instill in your hearts and minds. With the Dhamma, you can see the Lord Buddha, even today. That is why, my dear children, we always encourage you to understand and realize the Dhamma, and to see and practice what we talk about in your day-to-day life experiences. Thereby, you can see the Buddha in all the activities that you do in your lifetime. Therefore, dear children, to realize this Dhamma, there's a very big hindrance. There's a very huge obstacle, which are these demerits. And Lord Buddha has classified them under 10 categories. And broadly, they are categorized into 3 arms. Those are known by the actions. Actions which are committed with your body and with your words and with your mind. So they are called bodily actions, verbal actions, and mental actions. So what are the demerits that you can commit with your body? The first one is to harm others. So when harming others is concerned, harming does not mean just killing. Killing is the worst form of it. But you can harm others with a simple word or a simple action. That also includes harming others. If you had an intention of harming someone, that means intention creates a karma. Lord Buddha has orated that Chetanaham bhikkhave kammang vadami. If you have an intention, that creates a karma. The intention to harm someone creates a bad deed. And as a result, the karma is created which will be resulted in the future. The second type of bad deed or the demeritorious deed that you can commit using your body is stealing. Taking what does not belong to you. As you can imagine, if you have lost something that you have held so dearly to you, the stress or the frustration that you feel in your mind is so immense. So, once something is stolen from you, that means the person who has stolen it has given this frustration to you. The frustration has been transferred. Therefore, dear children, what is given will be gotten. The third action, the bodily action, of which comprises the demerits, is the sensual misconduct. Sensual misconduct is a broad topic which can be done through all 5 senses: sight, sound, smell, taste, and touch. Misconduct is using them not for the desired outcome, but misusing them. Eyes are needed for the existence of this body, for the bodily requirement, but eyes are not needed for pleasure. That is why we have been talking about pleasure all this time. Pleasure is a trap. You already know by now. So, if eyes are used just for pleasure, that is misusing them. That is considered as a misconduct. So these are some broader analysis of the term sensual misconduct. But of course, in superficial terms, it is considered as by violating the social norms. For example, having extramarital relationships. So those will create a huge frustration and vexation in the minds and hearts. And there are 4 actions, four verbal actions that you can commit as far as the bad deeds are concerned. First one is lying. If you lie to someone, once that person gets to know that they have been lied, then they are hurt. Then frivolous speech, then hurtful speech and backstabbing. All these are the things that will hurt someone, that will create a very unpleasant environment in someone. So all these are very big obstacles to the realization of this Dhamma. And dear children, there are 3 mental actions that you can do as far as bad deeds are concerned. The first one is the huge attachment that we have towards something that is called avijja in Pali. The desire which has exceeded its limits. Therefore, out of the desire that you have towards something or someone, you are ready to do any kind of action. So the desire per se can earn you a demerit. And the second one is the very strong anger. It's called vyapada in Pali. That means if you held a huge grudge in your mind, so this is a mental action. This mental action of holding a grudge against someone or something, it will earn you demerits. And the third one is, you won't believe this, delusion. Having the wrong views about something itself can earn you demerit. Actually, this is the worst kind of thing to have, because it creates the environment for all the other demerits to be committed. That is why we have the common enemy, which is known as ignorance. That is why, dear children, we try to get you out of the ignorance, because it is which has paved the path to commit all the other demerits. So those are the 10 demerits that can be committed and which will obstruct the path for the realization of this Dhamma and to see the Lord Buddha. Not as a person, but to realize who Lord Buddha is. So dear children, today we discussed about the demerits and the bad impact or drawbacks of these demerits to realization of this Dhamma. And we discussed that they are classified under 3 arms: bodily actions, verbal actions, and mental actions. And we discussed 3 bodily actions, 4 verbal actions, and 3 mental actions. So we have to be careful and prevent us from committing these kind of bad deeds, because they are so poisonous to our practice of the path. So with that, we will conclude our discussion for today. So before concluding, we will transfer the merits that we have gained for today. So may through the power of these blessings of the merits that we have acquired today, if any of our ancestors have been born in the woeful plains, may all of them be redeemed from the woeful plains and be born in the blissful plains. And may through the power of these merits, may they abstain from many unmeritorious deeds, fulfill the meritorious deeds, fulfill the Noble Eightfold Path, and attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.